So yeah, am I happy with my team? I can't lie, not really, to be honest.
It's more than just a game. It's strategy, obsession. Every waiver wire, every trade deadline, every victory. This is the Around the OrkneyBowl podcast.
Hi there, and welcome to the draft recap and prediction show with myself and Craig. And all the drafts are finished, so we don't have to wait for anybody else, including the Champions League. How's it going, Craig?
Good evening, Johnny. Yes, very well, thank you, very well. I'm getting excited now. The draft's done. The home league's not far away, and more importantly, kickoff's not far away. So getting really excited for the new season now, I have to say.
Yeah, I got my new T-shirt on too.
Yeah,
so
I see that.
Nice.
I see that.
It's quite comfy. Obviously, I'm a bit large, but it still fits.
Yeah, that's it, man. Just get it on. That's why not? Hey, you got to promote the product, Johnny. You got to promote the product. Talking of promoting the product, just before we get into the old fantasy and that, I just want a couple of show-off ones. So got a couple of nice cards since we were last on. So for any Texans fans out there, I have a Nico Collins autograph, and that is to 10. That is number 7 of 10. So there's only 10 of them in the world, and I own one of them. And another one that I got very recently was this one's for our Gary, our Doug, and all the 49ers fans out there. Maybe the wrong player now after what happened in the last week or two, but Ricky Pearsall autograph, on-card autograph from Ricky Pearsall. And that's, so they're the two big ones that I've got in the last week or two in my breaks. Again, both brought by Diamondback cards and whatnot. And I'll tell you, the new set for the new season gets released on Friday. So any card collectors out there, if they want a wee team in a big break for the new cards, Chase Mendoza, Chase Love, Chase, I don't know who else is going to be there. Browns will be a big one because they've got Boston and Concepcion. But all the new players are out, new cards released on Friday, and Diamondback have a big break from 1:30 in the afternoon right through the night. So if anyone's looking for new to start up a trading card collection, or indeed have a trading card collection, go into Whatnot on Friday and batter into Diamondback cards.
I'm not sure if Craig's on a commission, but the boy does watch.
He does watch the show as well, but yes, not on a commission per se, but it's nice to promote your friends, Johnny. It's a small world now with the internet and all that jazz. So it's nice just to get the names out there, but especially when you get a good service and it's a good place to be. It's I certainly wouldn't be promoting anyone that I thought would not be good for the viewer. Yes. Anyway, enough of cards. The long sit here. If anyone wants to see. If anyone wants pictures of any of them that they see in the background and want a wee picture sent over, just give me a wee WhatsApp and I'll send you pictures, no problem. But yes, it's fantasy time, Johnny. It's fantasy time.
There's enough to see your legs. You might want pictures of your legs.
Well, they've got pictures of my legs right now, But it's I'm really excited for this season, I've got to say. But I mean, it's the same as always, isn't it? Every year you get to this stage and it just seems you get injury after injury after injury after injury getting called out, So it'll be interesting to see how things go before it starts. It'll be interesting to see if anyone's kind of drafted, I don't know, Ricky Pearsall, for example. If you're sitting on Alex Pierce, you're sitting very worried at the moment.
Jordan Tyson probably would have been drafted.
Jordan Tyson, that is the proper sore one, Jordan Tyson, especially. And I was very interested in him in redraft, but it waves red flags to me when you've got a hamstring, when you've got a major hamstring problem, you've not even seen an NFL field yet. That screams danger to me,
What's his name? What's his name? Love, has he not got a high ankle sprain? Is that not quite niggly one, that one?
Yeah, so they say, but it's a running back thing, isn't it? They either miss zero, with a high ankle sprain, they either miss 0 weeks or 3 weeks, don't they? So even if he misses 3 weeks, he might miss week 1. Was anyone really expecting Jeremiah Love to absolutely kick it off in week 1? I know I certainly wasn't. It takes some time to settle in and go, So yeah, that one. I'll tell you that the one name who has sent an absolute fear of God up me is Gadsden at the Chargers. And the reason being, I was quite high on, I thought, yeah, great season last year. He's probably going to be the number one this year. Even after they got in joke, I thought, yeah, that's not throwing me so much. But the pre-season game, they left all the starters out, and Gadsden played, I think, 17 snaps. And that's a lot of snaps to be playing when the first team isn't playing, It's all Njoku. And even there's some, Coker, is it Coker his name is? They've got another tight end there, and for some reason he seems to have overtaken Gadsden too. So I was very big on Gadsden before. I couldn't be colder on him now, I have to say.
I don't think I've really got him anywhere. I don't think in all the drafts I've done, I've maybe drafted him once in a best ball, but yeah, I just don't know. They've got a lot of targets to feed as well there, so it's hard to
There is. There's a lot of mouths to feed. I see the fact that he's not playing with he's playing when the starters are not playing. He's not training with the first. He's training with the backups. It absolutely puts the fear of God up me, and it has made me completely out on Gadsden this year, I have to say. And I do have him but I've only got him in Dynasty. I don't think I've overly drafted him this year, because I've been concentrating on trying to get Bowers and McBride as much as I can this year. I just think that those two are a step above. And I know people are saying Loveland and Warren, they're catching them, but for Loveland, I think there's a lot of mouths to feed there as well. And Warren, I'm just never convinced on the Colts offense, to be honest, outside of JT. They all seem to find a way to not do very well, and they have just picked up Keenan Allen, I see today, so that's another mouth to feed there too. Not that I think he'll... Yeah, they picked him up today. He's now a Colt.
He might be okay in the end zone. Yeah.
Keenan Allen, for me, he's going to be...
He's going to go back to the Chargers.
Yeah, so did everybody. Thought he was going back to the Chargers. Everyone apart from Douglas Baxter, of course, who absolutely knew exactly where he was going and exactly what he was going to be, But of course, but for me, he was very much. He's very much a journeyman now. Anyway, he's an OBJ after he left the Giants. He was a Julio Jones after he left Atlanta. He was a Antonio Brown after he left the Steelers. He was a DeAndre Hopkins. At the Ravens. These big superstars, when they move on in their 30s, they never tend to really be the same player that they were in the team that they'd spent most of their career with. So, as much as, yes, Keenan Allen's been a very good wide receiver, I just don't see him making a difference in the Colts, and I don't see him making a difference in fantasy. I'm there to be proved wrong.
We'll see, because obviously somebody else, the big players moved this year with Evans going to the 49ers, and he's not a spring chicken either, so we'll see how he gets on.
No, I mean,
yes,
absolutely, and that's I do. Yes, I hear you, and you are correct, of course. And I do think that he's went to the right team though at the right time. And if his hamstrings stand up, I'm worried that Mike Evans might be very, very good for them. I have to say, as provided his hammies stand up. Obviously, what I won't have is the 49ers moaning about injuries when they go and sign all of these granddads that are injury prone. Don't come crying when you've got injuries. I don't want to hear it.
That's the 49er fan being
Ricky
told.
Pearsall, for example, barely played, but I need him to come back now because I need this card to go up in value, not down.
In fairness, you can't really blame him much for the first year after getting shot before he even started, but yeah.
But you can't blame him for that.
I do like Stribling, so hopefully he gets a chance. But we'll see what happens. I think I've drafted him in quite a few places. Anyway, so we'll start off with the Skara Brae Championship. So this is the only league that somebody can actually win the official OrkneyBowl title.
But this is the top league. This was also the last one to finish, I believe.
It was, but then this was the one that was over 3 different time zones, so it does sort of help a bit too. But, well, in the end, I think Mike was in the right time zone, but they're split that far apart that they were just catching them all at the wrong time. Anyway, so obviously we've got a couple of...
a slow draft's a slow draft for a reason,
Yes. Well, that's it. It's a 12-hour timer.
There's a nice spread here. I like what Rob's done with Bowers and Loveland straight. I mean, I don't know that I would be taking Loveland at the 206, but I do like the pickup. And as I say, the four top tight ends, I just don't see who can break into that. I don't think Fannin can break into that because I just think that the team's not good enough. And Kraft, I don't see Kraft. I think Kraft will be on some sort of, I don't know, snap count through the first half of the season. I really do. As much as I really like Tucker Kraft, I'm very out in fantasy this year just because I think that the injury is going to hamper him as the season goes in, and I think he could be even on a snap count, like I say, for a lot longer. So 312 is very brave for taking him, but I do like Jackson's move of McBride and Kraft. I do like Rob's move of Bauer and Loveland, especially given the fact that neither of them could get Bowers and McBride.
Yeah.
The tight end scoring is just so huge in this league, that you have to be big on them.
Yeah, well, our defending champion know that big. I think he only got a Concord. He got somebody else too. Well, he picked up Ferguson, which isn't a bad one later on.
Yeah. There was no way. There was no way he was running with one. The problem is if you don't go for one of the ones early, and the drafts can completely get away from you in the sense of when there's not that many to be picked up. When Loveland's going at 206, Warren's going at 305. You're then not going to be picking up Kraft or Fannin for another couple of rounds. You expect Loveland to go in the third, Warren to go in the fourth, maybe Kraft in the sixth.
Yeah.
Kraft and Fannin around late fifth, early sixth or so. So these tight ends have all went very early and very easily it gets away from you. And once you kind of get out of those numbers, you're then going into the players that, yes, they're going to have good weeks and yes, they're very good tight ends, but they're also going to have very quiet weeks. And, when you're sitting there in the likes of, you've got Henderson still sitting there, Evans is still sitting there, Tate's still sitting there. But Kittle's, you can maybe get Kittle. You're going to take one of the others before it, So it's very easy to get away from you if you don't get one of those earlier tight ends. And then once you get to the kind of stage where it's the kind of dregs that are left, and that doesn't take very long in the tight end rooms. And I don't mean dregs, the Goddards, the Okonkwo's, the Andrews, they'll all get points. They'll get some points. The Likeleys, Kincaid, they'll all get some points, but they'll also have very, very quiet weeks too. So do you really want to pull the trigger on them? Like I say, no, you just keep going with your running backs and your wide receivers and you hope that you load up there and that's enough to cover. So yeah, I get why Mike's not went before Okonkwo because they just got away from him. He never got the chance to get Bowers at all. He wasn't going to take McBride at 110, not when St. Brown was still kicking around. And yeah, you're not taking Loveland before Barkley, Pickens, Zachan. You're just not going to do it. So I get why he's not got them. But could that mean that someone comes over and overtakes him this year? Can you go 3 times? Can you go back to back to back in this league? He's only got 11 other players to beat, so...
Yeah, well, I quite like Tony's team, starting with Lamb and Cook, Williams, Etienne, Kittle, Evans, Pierce, Pittman, Henry, Gainwell. Then he made a trade, so he picked up Zach Bond. He got Brock Purdy, Shakir, Stribling, Landman, Jennings, Robinson, Hill, Love as a backup, and Allen, the running back for Washington. He looked quite good in the preseason. I quite like that one, actually. He's not going over the top. He's got 2 older tight ends, but they both get their targets. They're like one will hit better than the other probably, but I quite like that one because I like Pittman, even with Rodgers throwing the ball.
Yeah, I think Pittman will do just fine this year. Absolutely, I think Pittman will do just fine this year. He's sitting there, and as much as Rodgers is, now there's still going to be guys catching the ball. Metcalf's still going to get his touches, and I believe Pittman will still get his touches as well. So yeah, I'm not cold on Pittman whatsoever. I'm not particularly picking him up either, but I'm certainly not cold on him. But yeah, I mean, Stribling's a funky one for me. It's one he's going to get the opportunity, and this game's all about opportunity, And with Pearsall's injury, and you never know what's going to happen with Mike Evans. Kittle's probably going to be out to start the year. Deebo Samuel is not the answer. So, I mean, there is every chance that Stribling is going to... He's certainly going to get the opportunities. The question is he good enough? Now, I gave dug a whole lot of grief for them picking him up round one, first pick in round 2, especially given the grief that he gave me when we took Watson at the very same spot. So a few years back. So yeah, safe to say that I am hoping for Strickland's failure as much as anything. But I think he's going to get the opportunity. So if he's good enough, he's going to get opportunity. So it could be that he becomes very big for his owners in fantasy from where he's been going.
Well, he's got the quadruple stack with Kittle, Evans, Sterling, and Purdy. So I never noticed that until now, but yeah. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I'm looking to see where the likes of has anyone picked up? Has anyone in here picked up Keenan Allen? Is anyone who's sitting on Alex Pearce? Can't see him. Oh, Alex Pearce is in Tony's.
Tony's got Alex Pearce.
Yeah, that Pearce very worrying for me. Again, I was massively going to be in on Pearce this year, but that injury I'm not sure he's going to play this year, much less. That's
Has anybody got Keenan? I don't think so.
Yeah, so that does worry me. I reckon Pearsall's injury came before these drafts, before we would have been drafting him in here, but didn't it? So no one's going to be sitting on Pearsall, I don't think. It would be unfortunate if you were, because he was going rather earlier. I'll tell you who I'd love to be sitting on now, and I cannot believe he went all the way to the 405 here, but that's what was happening with him a few weeks back, is Malik Nabers. I mean, he could be good to go week 1. It's looking like he's going to be good to go week 1. So even if he's on a snap count week 1, if he avoids injury, come the back end of the season at the business end, he is going to be absolutely flying. And the guy as a superstar, there's no getting away from it. So every team that holds Malik Nabers, I think, is from where he's been getting drafted when we were drafting, the first few rounds here, I think he's onto a good thing right there from the get-go, So yeah, I do. That Total 2104, JSN love it, Achan love it, Rice love it, Nabers love it, Adams will get his touchdowns. It falls apart for me a little bit at Jackson because I couldn't be more out on him this year, but great pick. It's he's one of the top quarterbacks in the game. And then following it up with Stevenson, Dobbins, and Algier all going to get a lot of touches. Yeah, I mean, what puts me off it obviously is Gadsden being the number 1 tight end. That's a thrower for me.
But he also picked up Njoku
as well, though, later on. Yeah, that's not daft, daft at all. And only 2 defenders, which I love. Because you just do. Oh, hang on, sorry. There's more. Hang on, there's more.
There's
is that
Brae,
Von Miller there? At 90? Is that Von Miller there? Right, he's not. Where's he now? He signed for someone yesterday.
Jacksonville.
No.
That's Ventrell Miller.
Oh, it's Ventrell Miller. It's not Von Miller. There you go. That was the thing. Yeah, because Von Miller signed for. Was it not the Cowboys, actually? I think it was the Cowboys Von Miller signed for.
The Cowboys, yeah. Great.
Yeah, so that's. But yeah, I like it when you only take 2 defenders. You do not need a bench full of defenders. There are many, many, many defenders who score a lot of points in agency.
He's got 3 because he's got Aiden Hutchison as well. So
he has. He's got Gray up there. Yeah, I see that. Sorry,
it's not bad, that one. Like Gray's a good player.
I mean, listen,
Tennessee.
2 or 3, you have to run with 2 or 3 defenders. Any more than that, and it's crazy. But yeah, I don't. 3 so you can chop and change as well, because as they say, the defensive points and the scoring, it's very tackle based in this league. I believe it's very much getting the more tackles the better. So it's always nice to have 3 to chop and change, 1 each, and play 2 out of 3 each week. That's fine. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of sitting with more than 3, the same as I'm not a big fan of even sitting on 2 quarterbacks. I'm very much a 1 quarterback man. 2 quarterbacks I can just about get on board with. Any more than that, and it's just, whoa, stop it.
Oh, wait till later on. There's a league with 4.
Yeah,
you're going to love that one.
I just want to know I would love to know the reasoning behind why you draft 4 quarterbacks when there's only 1 starting quarterback slot. Why do you need 4 quarterbacks? And it's not even that why do you need 4 quarterbacks. We done a league the other day there. You were in it. I can't remember what league it was now. The boy had a pop at you after it as well. Oh, it must have been Show Me the Keeper. And he picked,
it was
He picked 3 quarterbacks.
Holiday Fund.
For 7 rounds.
Holiday
3
Fund.
quarterbacks in the first Holiday Fund, that's right. 3 quarterbacks in the first 7 rounds. It's like, you're still picking your starters. And you're picking 2 more quarters. I just like to know that I would love someone to come on and tell me the reasoning behind picking 4 quarterbacks. Just so as I know, because I just can't work it out myself. Cannot work it out myself.
Well, I think he was.
I'll tell you what, 7.
I think he was new to the OrkneyBowl, so he wasn't used to the scoring and the format and stuff like that. But he'll learn. I spoke to him about that. He'll learn for the future. But yeah.
The scores and the format do not matter. If it's a 1 quarterback league and you've got 12 teams in it, even if everybody else takes 2 quarterbacks, even if every other team in the league takes 2 quarterbacks and one team takes 3, there's still 8 starting quarterbacks in the agency. Why would you need more than Why would you need more than 1? But why would you need more than 2?
I think I've only got 1.
The starting scorers. How many running backs sit in the agency that are I'll take him and start him straight. I'll take him and start him today. None. I mean, you'll be lucky if there's 1 or 2.
Well, no, they'll get 1 you might get to start later on, but no.
I just don't. I can't get my head around the thought process of that. So if someone could write in and let us know, it would be much appreciated. Just so I know. 7 Rings, I was really liking it. Manon guy and Big Bill. Love that pick. Yeah, those 2 on that turn there. I think that's 2 great picks, and I think both could be sneakily very good. Especially for where they're being drafted. Although 9 and 10 is earlier than I've seen them a lot before, but I really like that. But I just feel bad that he's got Jordan Tyson there because he could have been so good. And with Bejan, Love, Brown, that was my favourite team right up until Tyson got his injury.
Yeah, I do like Sean's team. Yeah, you got Gibbs, London, Williams, Higgins, and Waddle. Obviously, you've got the old man Kelsey.
Sean never makes it. He never makes a proper pig's ear of it, Sean. He really doesn't. He's always solid, always solid. But I'm trying to pick the holes in it. Schultz, maybe. Aaron Jones, maybe. Who's taking Minnesota this year? The backfield, is it going to be a proper 50-50 split, or do you think Mason will take over?
Maybe Mason takes over, but Jones takes the passing ones, maybe. Which will be good for this, for the catching, for the running back.
Anyway,
and then that rookie looked pretty good in the pre-season as well. That Claiborne looked quite handy.
He could get some touches too.
He could eat into it too. Well, you need, because Jones could get injured, Mason could get injured.
I don't see them both seeing out the season without one of them getting injured, so I do think the rookie will have something to say at some point along the way. But it's, it's...
Hi, Joe.
Evening, Joe. How are you, sir?
Somebody got the proper link.
I sold my... I had a really, really nice Luther Burden autograph to 50, but I sold it to another Bear. I sold it to a Bears fan. I was very kind and sold it to a Bears fan, so I can't show them because I don't have it anymore.
Well, actually, Joe, have to mind on. I've got to send that jersey to you, that DJ Moore one that I won, the signed one. I'll get that sent to you at some point when I get around to it. It finally arrived. So
yes.
Yeah, I won it. I won it in a charity thing, so I thought I'd give it to Joe.
Did you? That's excellent, eh?
Yeah.
It's good.
I've got enough of them.
That's the thing. There's no point in you sitting on it, is there? Because you're not a Bears fan. It's always nice for the Bears stuff to be with the Bears fans.
Yeah, or a DJ Moore fan.
Because God knows nobody else wants it. But yeah, I mean, this league was always going to be proper tight. It's the top league. It's the top league for a reason. We are in year 3, so these 12 guys, these 12 people, I better say people. I don't know if we've got any women in it, but I'll say people anyway.
No women.
Have proved themselves to be. This lot have proved themselves to be the top ones, the top players. So yeah, I always thought this one was going to be tight. And yeah, I mean, picking out of this one's going to be very tough. I like what Jackson's done there at the back end of the turn. But I think for me, just looking. It's not even so much the starters that I'm looking at; it's the backups that I'm looking at. So yeah, I'm going to throw one from left field here, and I'm going to take Team Trade Frenzy. And the reason I'm going to take Team Trade Frenzy is because I like what they're doing at the back end. I don't like that they went Smith and Bolton so early, but I love that they're getting Worthie and Golden. I think those two can really be top scorers, and they're picking them in their bench spots, you know. Tajay Spears, I think, can be a very good scorer this year because Pollard is Pollard, you know. And I know they brought in the rookie lad who they think quite highly of, Singleton. But Spears is the third down back, and I don't see that changing because why would it? He's been very good for them since he got there. So I don't see that overly changing. I had a big debate with Doug today about Jared Goff. I don't even know who was arguing what in the end, but I was pretty much saying, show me. Just exactly. I think I ended up by saying, I think he was very much, Jared Goff's done really well. He's been, he was QB 10 last year, 8 the year before, 7 the year before. I said, because he had like 3 or 4 big games and the rest of them were utter garbage. I said, I'll tell you what, you go and show me the fantasy team who won their title with Jared Goff as a QB1 last year. Go and find me the team, because he was QB 10, so there should be plenty of teams in there that won with him as a QB1, because he was QB 10, he's a QB1. But he fascinates on the fantasy, on the positions, the year before's positions, and it's like, you have to take the context out of them too. Going on about how great Keenan Allen was, he was fine, he was the 29th highest scoring wide receiver in the game. Aye, but he had 3 games where he done brilliant, and the rest of them he was utter garbage. He had 3 games of 20 odd points, and then the rest of them he was absolute rubbish, not even cracking the top 50.
I think this year Goff's got a lot of indoor games this year, but it's will help him. I think last year he had more outdoor games.
But the year before last, they had loads of indoor games as well, and we all had this conversation about how Detroit were basically playing an indoor league, and they were going to be this, that, the next thing 2 years ago, and they were fine. But again, go back 2 years ago and show me the team that won the fantasy league with Jared Goff as a QB1. Go show me one. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, that was.
I'm in too many leagues.
He's got Allen there. But he's not the John, because you won't find one, Johnny. You won't find one. But he's got Josh Allen there as the number one. And I've got no problem with Goff as a backup, especially given the fact that, as you say, it has the indoor games. It would worry me having Goff as your number one, and not because I think Goff's a bad quarterback for fantasy. I think he's a very good quarterback for fantasy. I just think there's too many games that he doesn't do anything, and those games cost you. And see if you're crawling to the line, and you're right, you're kind of 6-6 with 2 games to go. You're really relying on your quarterback having big weeks. So having Goff at that point would frighten me, knowing that it could be brilliant, but it could be awful as well.
I was liking Super Gibbs until I realised they took 3 quarterbacks. And they took 1, 2, 3, 4 defenders. So I'm going to stick with. I would like to pick a defending champion, but come on, give somebody else a chance.
I'm not picking.
I'll go for the South London Rebels. I'll go for Susie Tony. Because I quite like that.
Susie Tony. I mean, I have to. I have to apologise to Mike in the sense that I'm ruling out taking his team purely because he's going for back to back, so I can't get on board with the team going. It's like the Patriots dynasty absolutely detested them. The Chiefs dynasty absolutely detested them. When you win, I'm an underdog. I support the underdog. So Mike, good luck and all that jazz, but I hope you get smashed this year. I don't want anyone going 3 out of 3.
Oh, there you go, Mike. Sorry about that, but yes, I'm a Giants fan, so we're always going for the underdog nowadays. So I'm going for Susie Tony, and you're going for. Who are you going for?
Team Trade Frenzy.
Team Trade Frenzy.
Right in the middle.
Right. So next up, we'll go for the East Conference Division 1. Yeah, so we'll go for East Conference Division 1. So we've got the St. Magnus. So lots of good players in this one too. Lots of trades in this one, mostly by Martin. by the looks of it.
Well, of course, it's Martin's league.
Benjamin, yes. Martin's league. It's also Danny's league. I think we also will. Guy, Sean. Yeah, there's a lot of good players in here, so it's quite good.
I mean, for me, trading a redraft, trading before draft or in draft on a redraft league, again, it's something I can't quite get my head around the point of doing so. You know, I just can't. It's a redraft league, so draft your team, then have a look at it. But I can't get on board with trading in redraft leagues, trading during drafts. But I know Martin loves doing it, so. And sometimes I just think people want to do it just to do something, just to be before the draft, just to be doing something. They'll make some trades. But yeah, I mean, let's review it. Actually, let's review it. So SBG, he gave his third to SBG, who then took Chase. And he took McCaffrey 2 picks later, obviously. Martin then doesn't have a first, but he's got two sets. He's got London, Rice, Brown, and Jacobs. And that's against Chase, McCaffrey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but that's from somebody different. I'm just looking at that one trade. So
Chase and Vaughan for SBG London and Jacobs.
I really wish it wasn't a defender that he took down there, just so as we could compare it a little bit better. But yeah, I can't get on board with the whole chucking him about. And it's very difficult to follow as well.
But you're right.
On here, especially, But yeah, so I'm trying to just work out who's got who there and who's got what.
Maybe do roster.
I love that he flipped Matty Golden later on. I think Matty Golden's going to have a big year this year. I do think that he will play, and it will be him that's playing in the 2 receiver sets. And I think Reid will be the man to miss out there. I think we'll play a lot of 3 receiver sets until Kraft's up and running properly, though. So I do think Reid will be okay too. But I've got high hopes for our Matty Golden this year. So I do like him picking him down there. But yeah, I mean, early doors, everyone's going well early doors. Stribling, that's very early for Stribling, is it not? At 10th?
10th, yeah.
Luke's throwing one out there.
But yeah.
Mark Andrews is another one as well for this year. See, I've never really been a massive Mark Andrews fan. I've never have been. Never been a massive Ravens fan. And it's not that I dislike the Ravens. I absolutely don't. I don't mind the Ravens at all. I just can't I've never been able to get on board with Jackson as being the elite quarterback that everyone says he is. And, he's won 2 MVPs. But a lot of that's with his legs too. I feel like a lot of it's with his legs anyway. I certainly feel that a lot of it's to do with his legs. And I think he's hitting that stage of that Cam Newton stage of his career where the legs are gone. And now we're going to find out just how good a pocket passer he is. I don't think he's really that great there, So I'm very much out on Jackson. And because I'm out on Jackson, I'm out on the whole entire offense. But the one that I'm the one this year who I've never been in on before, who I'm more than happy to take a swing on this year is, it seems to be Mark Andrews. And I think that's because Likely's gone now. So Andrews is going to be the end zone target. I mean, he always kind of has been, but he'll be the end zone target. But I also don't see Lamar rushing as many in this year. I see him trying to throw them in more or hand it off to Henry to bash them in. But I think Andrews will be the main recipient of that. And I can see Andrews scoring very well this year, just with not a whole lot of touches. I think he'll get a lot of touchdowns. And that for the tight ends is huge,
Uh-huh. Sorry, I'm making a draft pick. Yeah, so I quite like Danny's team, to be honest.
Danny said 101, right up there in the 101. See, there's Loveland going at a more sensible spot at 302, and but Warren in front of him. That's a big call by Danny. The Warren over. I don't think we'll see Warren going before Loveland very often this year. I think Loveland will go before Warren a lot more often than Warren will go before Loveland. But I can't quite work out why. As much as the Colts offense, I'm not hugely in on. I think Tyler Warren is back, and I think he will get, especially with Pearsall, the vast majority of the touches. So whereas Loveland's got a lot to share it around. So I absolutely don't hate taking Warren before Loveland at all. I could absolutely see the scenario where Warren vastly outscores Loveland this year.
But I never noticed that was Joe making a comment from before.
Yeah, exactly, Joe. They will run the ball a whole lot more as well. You know, it'll be Gibbs, and more Gibbs, especially when they're going to be 20, 30 points ahead often. So, and then you're just running the ball at that point, aren't you? I'm quite keen on picking up Pacheco a wee bit later on as well. I very much see Pacheco getting the David Montgomery role, and if he does, where he's getting picked up is an absolute steal. It really is.
Well, I've got him in a few places, but I've done well not drafting up like I usually do.
Yeah, I like Danny taking Warren before Loveland. I have to say, I don't hate it at all. I quite like it. And then picking up Laporta, I have absolutely no issue with that. A couple of rounds later as well, because you can play the 2 QB, you can play 3 QBs, and you can play 4 QBs in this league if you want. Maybe not so much with Gibbs sitting there as well. I don't know that I'd want to be that heavy, but then they are on all the indoor games, so you'd think that there's going to be a lot of points being scored by the Lions offense. Yeah, I quite like what Danny's done as well. I've got to say, no one's jumping out at me in Danny's team to say danger. Maybe Sadiq because he's injured, and it's the Jets. But I love the Charbonnet pickup. He's in just about every one of my teams this year. I just can't let him go past where he's getting drafted. It's like, I mean, that's the back end. That's 10, 12, and that's earlier than he's going in a lot of places. But it's still, it's when he comes back.
A lot of teams are doing that now
one.
because when he comes back, he's going to be number one. You can chuck him on your IR spot at the moment. And if Sadiq's out, you put him on IR as well. But
you know what? Drafting Charbonnet screams to me, I'm in this to win this. I've got my team for this first few weeks of the season to get me there. Now I'm picking my team that's going to win me the playoffs. And so often, like every year, I run through run through the regular season, smash it straight into the playoffs and battered week 1. It happens so often. The team that gets you there is not 9 times out of 10 is not the team that sees you over the line. And it's all about getting those players. And I think Charbonnet is a big one for this year. I think come the back end of the season, he could make a hugely massive difference. The other one for that, obviously, for me was Malik Nabers until, it does look like he's coming back in week 1 now. But even at, when it was thought that we're not going to see him before kind of, October, November time, I thought Nabers was very much I'm in this to win this pickup. The likes of even taking Kraft, I know I'm not in on Kraft this year at all, not because I don't like him, just because I think that he's going to be on a snap count and we'll be looking to feed other mouths. I do think taking Kraft is I'm in this to win this. That's for the playoffs. I'll tuck him away for the playoffs. I mean, I'll start him when he's playing, but he'll do well in the playoffs. So I like what SX has done there again. It's I do think the Kraft pickup is a hello playoffs, and Kelsey very much could get you there. I love his wide receiver room there. JSN, Wilson, Odumze, Lemon, and Downs. I'm in on them all. Absolutely in on them all. A wee bit worried about Lemon being a wee bit hurt now, but I'm absolutely in on all of them. And then likely, I mean, all that Jackson Dart seems to be talking about is likely at the moment.
Well, all he did was target him he targeted him a lot in the first preseason game early on, but then you got to remember when we had Waller, he got targeted something like 14 times in the first preseason game and then got injured and hardly played. So it's a preseason hard to tell, but yeah, he's looking very nimble for what I did watch, but no.
But the words that are certainly been coming out of the Giants locker room at the moment does seem to be everyone's loving a bit of Likely, and of course he's followed his coach as well. It's he followed Harbaugh there, so it's not like the head coach doesn't know what he's got there. So yeah, I really like Likely this year. I don't think I've got him anywhere because he seems to keep going. I keep getting kind of sniped on him. He keeps going when I'm not looking at tight end. But Kelsey will get, Kelsey will get his touches. There's no way that Mahomes is going to ignore him when it's going to be his last year, and he knows it's going to be his last year. So yeah, I think Kelsey's going to leave it all on the field. I think he's going to come out, give it one last year, and then go multiply with Swift many times.
Right. I got a question for you, Craig.
Speaking. What's that?
How many touchdowns will Ricard score from the fullback for the Giants this year?
None.
I think he'll get 3. I think they're talking about maybe using him as a push shoot and them using it. So
that tells me that they're going to have to. You're going to have to get the Giants are going to need to be on the 1-2 yard line very often, and I don't see that happening, I'm afraid. But
well, they will against Dallas because they're useless. You know what I mean? So we'll get a couple there.
Scatterbook can punch in a couple. Scatterbook can punch him in as well. So
yeah, but Scatterbook's going to hurt his head and get injured soon enough.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. No. Scat's the man.
I can't say it. I'm a Giants fan.
Yeah. I would go with none, to be honest with you, because but the fullbacks maybe get the odd one every now and then, don't they? I mean, if you're going to be running them, to be honest with you, I didn't even know you had him at fullback. So there you go.
Yeah, they got him like a couple of months.
I mean, that fullback's always one of the better ones. There's just not that many fullbacks out there that are. It's a very underused position now, isn't it? Yeah,
well, I read some of them.
One that you would say
they were going to maybe like try the tush push, but they were going to use Ricard instead of Dart for a tight end. So you never know. You might get first time bonus points.
Yeah, I mean it's always out there. And someone drafted them.
It probably will be Dart or Scat or what do you call it? Tracy might get shot.
But are you not speaking to Najee Harris?
Oh, who knows? I'm not sure.
I believe that you are speaking to Naj, and I believe you're speaking to Naj because Tracy's cocked up a little bit in pre-season and in camp. So I believe that you're talking to Najee Harris, which I would not like to go there because I'm hugely big on Scat, and I've got mega Scat cards coming out my Yahoo, so I need him to have a good career. I want those cards to be going upwards, and there's every chance, and they will if he does well.
Yeah, I'm not
talking of Scat. Where is he here?
He went to 412 to Danny.
Yeah, Danny's gone. I do like what Danny's done, and I always think, the 101, you're kind of, there's that expectancy that you've got the first pick, so you must have a good team. And it doesn't work out like that because it's a hard place to pick from. You've got a long wait for your second, then you've got a long wait for your fourth, so it's not an easy place to draft from. It really isn't. But I do like what he's done. I don't even hate two quarterbacks because Purdy is injury prone, so maybe you do need a backup there. And Malik Willis could be anything, and that's when I'm quite happy to take a second quarterback if I'm throwing a dart at one that I think might be very good, but could also be very average, like Willis this year. I think there's quite a few of them this year that they've proved themselves to be okay. They've not proved they've got a lot to prove this year. And I talk when I'm saying that, I'm talking about Kyler Murray. When I'm saying that, I'm talking about Malik Willis. When I say that, I'm talking about Daniel Jones to an extent. When I say that, I'm really talking about CJ Stroud. I'm really talking about Tyler Shaw. These guys are in it to make if they don't do well this year, it might be the last year. And that's why, I'm very much in on those guys. I think that these guys are I like Stroud this year. I think Stroud will bounce back this year and come out fighting. But these are the guys with chips on their shoulders and points to prove. Kyler Murray's been a very big one. I mean, obviously, I hope he flops big time, but just because of where he is. But if Kyler Murray can get back to what he was like the first few years in Arizona, he could be massive this year. Massive for fantasy.
So, so we've got two teams of three quarterbacks. We've got Rob, who's got Dart, Mayfield, and Stroud. And we have, where is it? SBG,
which one are you going to play?
Arcade.
Right, so tell me, Johnny, tell me, talk me through it. So you playing Dart, you playing Mayfield, or are you playing, who was the other one? Very good one.
Stroud. CJ Stroud.
Stroud, right, okay. Right, so when you've got Dart and Mayfield, why pick up Stroud? I get it, he might bounce, he might be back to his rookie year. So even if he is, see if CJ Stroud ends this year as quarterback, the top scoring quarterback, I still don't think Rob will start him in many games. I just don't see it. If Dart's going okay, you're not going to drop him for that. You're not going to drop Dart for him. If Mayfield's, we all know what Mayfield is now. We all know how Mayfield's going to go. We all know what he's going to score. So I just don't understand why you need to chuck then Stroud in there again. It's Mayfield. Mayfield's an absolute joke, by the way. How dare he? They saved his career. See if they put a contract down to him that says, there you go, you get paid $5 a week. He should put his name on that contract because they saved his career and they saved his blooming reputation by giving him one last chance. And he's going to cheat to complain. Honestly, some of these professional players have just got such big heads in themselves.
Well, some of them have got no brain cells. Look at the ones that get arrested for drunk driving and drugs. And obviously, SVG 33 have got Daniel, Stafford, and Jones. That's the other one.
I don't get it. Daniel, Stafford, and Jones. When are you playing anyone but, right, okay, so Daniels isn't doing very well, then you chuck Matt Stafford in, because you know what you're getting there. When are you putting in Daniel Jones? When are you putting him in? I'm at a loss as to the point in having that player sitting on your bench just taking a space, especially when there's so many. When I do feel like spaces are gold dust, spaces on there's not much kicking about agency for receivers and backs, other than the odd one that's going to bust out in the first few weeks that no one really knows of. So I just don't get wasting a spot. I love Marshawn Lloyd's went in the last round there. That's a huge pickup for Martin. I have to say.
As well.
Do you know? See for all the trading that hit Stun. I actually quite like I really like his team. I can't lie.
I really do like quarterback.
His team. I don't think he's made many mistakes. I think his team's. I really like what he's done. I do. There's nothing that. Where are the flags? Is Jacobs going to get in? Is Jacobs going to get suspended? That's a kind of maybe a wee bit of a flag. You'd be worried about Olave's concussions, but you can't draft by that. You've got to draft by Olave's number one and an absolute beast of a wide receiver, and that's exactly what he's done. So I'm actually taking Martin in this one because I like what he's done. I like what he's done, despite all the stupid trading. And he's got Jacobs and Lloyd as well. So if Jacobs does miss out and Marshawn Lloyd is my big one this year. I so hope he can stay fit and just give it, and it just shows what you've got. Because I do think he's got a little bit of something. Whether he still has it or not, who knows? With hardly playing for 2 years, but I do think he's got a little bit of something. And I would love to see it. So I'm hoping that Lloyd gets the run out, and if he does get the run out, then that's great backup for Jacobs if he stays fit. So yeah, I'm taking Martin.
Right. Well, I was thinking about Martin or Danny or Will at the 12th. I'll go for Danny. Our year one champion. I'll go for Danny. Oops.
Will at the 12th. Will at the 12th. Will at the 12th. Yeah, I don't hate it. Don't hate it at all. Not the biggest Zay Flowers fan in the third round, I've got to say, but outside of that, it's that seems to be solid as a rock.
Yeah. Right. So
I missed that. I missed the whole of that. I was trying to read that. What did Joe say? Because that might be explaining why you take them. Right. And backup isn't great. Positive for a good trade to draw. Yeah. You see that's where you lose me, Joe. Sorry, you absolutely lose me there. No one's trading for a quarterback. No one with any brain cells trading for a quarterback when they go to the agency and pick one up. I just don't see that happening at all. Quarterbacks in a super flex, absolutely, they are solid for trade purposes. But in a one quarterback league, when there's quarterback, who's going to give up a proper asset when they can go to the agency and pick up a quarterback who maybe scored 2 or 3 points less each week? But are you going to give up a Christian Watson or I don't know, DJ Moore for quarterback when you can go and pick one up in agency? I just sort of who might get 2 or 3. Nah, I can't see it. Cannot see it. And it's and yeah, your backup might not be that great, so you want 2 backups. Sorry, they're in agency. They're sitting there in agency waiting for you.
Backup for the backup.
Yeah, that one. That's. I mean, that might be the thought process. Absolutely, that might be the thought process. And if it is, then fair. I just don't get it.
There is a lot of quarterbacks drafted in this league, Joe, but there is 2 teams with only one quarterback.
Let's see the agency quarterbacks, please, Johnny.
I'm not sure if I can in this sense. I suppose you can probably see that. So you've got Mendoza's
Ward, there,
Rodgers, Brissett, Sanders.
I mean, there has been loads drafted here, you can see. But you've got the Jets quarterback, right? Okay, it's the Jets quarterback, so, but you're still going to... All the quarterbacks score points, Johnny. All quarterbacks score okay. And, they maybe have bad weeks, but they all score eventually okay. Right, so Mendoza, yep, he's not going to start. Who'll play first? Right, fine. Cam Ward, absolutely. You'd go and chuck him in, no bother. You could chuck Rodgers in, no problem at all. You pick up an injury. You've got whoever's playing at Arizona there right now. You've got whoever's playing at Atlanta there right now. And let's not forget they've got... I know that it's Atlanta, but they've got some good targets. Drake London's an absolute fantastic wide receiver, one of the best in the game.
There you go.
Thank you, Joe. There's no 3 or 4, Joe. There's about 6 or 7. And that's before someone gets injured and their backup sitting in there.
So yes, the backups are in the agency as well. So
it pains me, but Martin's my choice here.
So, like I say, I've gone for Danny. So there's a couple of homers, but yeah, I'll go for year 1 winner. You'll go for perennial number 1 seed who blows it in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm not picking for the playoffs. I'm picking for regular season only.
We've got the best league in this year because obviously we're both in it. So we've got the Yesnabee division. So yeah, there we go, Craig. We were nearly finished last week when we did this one.
Well, if you want, I'll start. And obviously, as you can see there, Jordan Tyson, 703. 702, sorry. Thought I was winning an absolute watch. I really did. I thought, oh, you dancer. And now, obviously, that's broken-hearted a little bit. And as I said last week, as much as I've taken Jeremiah Love at 302, I just didn't think I could. At the time, I didn't think I could let him go past that stage.
He really made it back in the 4th, so if you wanted him, you had to take him. So.
Well, absolutely no. He was never coming back. I didn't particularly want him. No, I wanted Fraser to take him in front of me, so it took the option away, and I didn't have the option. I wanted Fraser to take him, and I wanted him to leave me Nabers. And oh no, that's not what I wanted him to do. I just wanted him to take him, and if he had taken him, I would have had someone else happily. But and then of course, and then when it's took Tootin, that's when I started taking Nabers. Yeah. But I thought he would come back round again. I was a wee bit greedy there, and I thought Nabers might come back round again, and he didn't. So yeah, am I happy with my team? I can't lie, not really, to be honest. I've not got one of the top tight. I've not got one of the top 4 tight ends, and I've not even got one of the next kind of 5, the next tier. I'm in tier 3 tight ends, maybe even 4. So yeah, that worries me a little bit in this league. I'm quite happy with my running backs. As you can see, like I said earlier, Charbonnet, I've got him everywhere. I like Monongai this year. I've never been a Smith fan, never have, never will. I see Monongai getting a lot of touches off him this year. Maybe Joe can pipe in here. Is Monongai going to take over from Swift this year, Joe? And yeah, Tucker was a throwaway at the back end. Just, he's going to get the touch. He'll get...
you liked your Tootin pick.
Yeah, I don't hate the Tooting pick up. I like the Tooting pick. I like Tooting this year. I really do. My worry for Tooting is that he's going to be the between the 20s running back. I think Rodriguez is going to take the third downs, and I believe they've got someone there for the goal line. So whose name escapes me now. So yeah, I worry that Tooting is going to be good. I worry that Tooting is going to be very good between the 20s. I worry that he's going to be the first and second down back. I'm just not convinced on how many touchdowns he's going to get, and that's a big thing, and that worries me a little bit. So yeah, I'm not delighted with the team, but at the same time, I'm not overly upset about it. I like picking up Hurst late on. I like my Hurst. Tyson obviously is a big worry. I've got Golden. I picked up Dubs.
I like the Wicks
when I've already got
right
AJ Brown. But that was me trying to wind Doug up, so that's on me. But then I got him on back when he took Debo right after it, so happy days. But yeah, I like Dubs this year. I think he's going to have a very big year. I just like AJ Brown more.
No, but I like your Dontavian Wicks for the last pick. That could be good.
So do I.
For the long passes.
And again, it's not about whether I think he's going to be absolutely brilliant or not. The reason that I like taking Wicks away down there is because he will get opportunity. What he does with it or not. But it looks like with Lemon struggling, he's likely going to be the number two wide receiver starting the season for the Eagles. That's opportunity. If he takes his opportunity, he will keep the spot. So the question is, can he actually catch a ball? Because that was his big problem in Green Bay. He dropped far too many. So can he actually catch a ball? That's the big question there. But yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of my team. I don't hate Doug's. I quite like Doug's. I mean, I'm not a Swift fan, but you know, I get why you take him, and he is the number one. Kraft and Kittle, I think, could end up at the back end of the season if he's still kicking about there. I think they two could see him through playoffs, which worries me greatly. It's but yeah, I don't like his White pick. I don't like his Debo pick. I think Gesicki is a bit of a throwaway pick. So whilst I don't hate his team, I'm not in love with it either. The team that I do really like over here, I really like yours, Johnny, so talk me through that.
Put the curse on it, man. No, like obviously I couldn't resist taking Taylor at the 1-8, and I was chomping at the bit when I got Brown back in the 205 because he's just so good, especially when Burrow's playing. But even if he's not playing, he gets a little dump off passes, and he's quite good when he gets in the open. Williams, you know, Dallas do like to run the ball as well as throw the ball, and they're probably going to be in some high scoring games, so that'll be help. Like Booker, before he got his toe injury, but hopefully that's not really going to affect him. He's still the number one receiver in that team. Tate will be the number one receiver, but whether he can get the ball or not is a different matter. Nice to see Harrison getting a touchdown in the pre-season. It was a nice catch too, because they couldn't catch him in the warm-ups.
Harrison on for sure.
And then Shakir, obviously, he always will be the favourite target for Allen. There were a few times that he throws it. Well, that him and Dalton. I know they've got Moore, but he's an outlet.
When Allen's in trouble, he won't be turning to DJ Moore. He'll be turning to Shakir if he's getting pressured and he's in trouble. He's going to go to Shakir, not Moore. I don't hate the pickup. I would rather be on DJ Moore this year. I think DJ Moore will have a very big year. I think he'll have the year that Diggs had when he went to Buffalo year one. I think that'll be DJ Moore this year. I do think he'll have a good year. But Shakir will definitely get his touches as well and very, very startable.
Try to figure out where DJ Moore went.
DJ Moore's at Buffalo. Where he went here?
But no, like in the draft.
He would have went. Yeah.
He went before Shakir. No, anyway. I got a Conco because obviously, that's before Diggs went there, but he'd still be a favourite.
Fantasy man took him in the 6th round, 602.
There you go. So I got him in there. Cool. Then obviously,
Moore's always going to go first.
Got to go Prescott. Hawkinson, he still gets his points. Dulcich for Miami, tight end, quite like that one. I like Carson tackle machine. I like Cooper tackle machine. Robinson hopefully take over the Algier role and pinch off some points of Bijan. Tesla, I think he had a couple of drops in training camp, but obviously he's still a good little player, gets his chances. Just in case Kittle gets injured, pick up Tongs later on. Dell, if he gets fit, he'll be flipping like he was. He played like a rookie year, it'd be brilliant. Fields looked pretty good, actually, when I saw him. He reminds me of Plaxico Burress, but not as fast. He's one tall bugger, like, so he's a nice big target if he gets in the end, if he get anywhere near the end zone. Yeah, he's also a good blocker too, so he might be on the pitch more. And obviously, Torrey Holton, when he did get his chances last year, he played bloody brilliant. So, yeah, I am quite happy with my team, actually. I wouldn't say I'm the best team, but I quite like it. So.
Those last 3 picks there, Dell, Fields and Horton, I mean, if that ain't boom or bust, I don't know what it is. Do you know what I mean? That is proper. Now, they're the last 3 picks, so they're absolute bench players. But if you get 2 of them properly taken off, if you can get Dell back to how he was before his injury, which is, it's on the fence because it was a bad injury, and if Fields can get some, get involved in New York, and Horton can get more involved in Seattle, and I do see Horton kind of taking over from. I see Horton getting in before, Cup's all, kind of regressing big time now. For me, it's Horton and Shaheed. Can he knock out Shaheed? To be honest, if you can't knock out a player like Shaheed, then you shouldn't be there anyway.
No, Derek, you've not missed Happy Valley yet because we're doing the East Conference.
No,
We've not got to you yet, so you're all good. Craig will be looking forward to that one.
I like those 3 picks in the last 3 rounds. I really do, I have to say. So, yeah, I like your team, Johnny. I really do. But I'm ruling myself out and I'm ruling Doug's out. So.
Well, here's a reply from Joe from your question about Swift and Manon guy. 50-50.
Yeah, so Joe, I think so too. And I do think that if it's not that way at the start of the season, I believe that it will become that way as the season progresses. I mean, I'm very big in Monungai where he's going this year. I'm also very big in Bill, Jacoby Cross-Camara this year, from where, based on where they're getting drafted. Not that I think they're going to be top 5 running backs. I think that where they're getting drafted, they can be very, very fancy relevant. Yeah, I'm gonna take Fraser here. I'm gonna take Fraser in our league. Roddy number 1 there at the position 1, purely because he kept sniping me. So if he's sniping me just about every single round, then he must have a good team, So without even looking at his team, I'm taking Fraser for our league this year.
Well, we're going to have to go the same one because Fraser. I'm not changing my pick because Fraser was the team I was going to predict to win, so we're both going for the same team in this one. Because it's
fair enough. I mean, that can. It's a solid team. Nabers is a proper. I'm going to win this for the playoffs pick, and what he's got around it. As long as if Henry can stay fit, obviously with his age, but there's no reason why not. He's never not. I really like what Fraser's done there. It's and he's snuck in Kyle Pitts here. I think it's going to be one of those sneaky wee. I think this might be the year that Kyle Pitts comes out and shows everyone what he was supposed to be when he came out. And if you remember back to the draft, I mean, Kyle Pitts was, it was who's going to get him, and it's going to be. He was massive in that draft, and he was taken in the first round. So, a lot of the tight ends take a few years to settle in, especially, in the catching sense of it, So you've got like Njoku, he didn't start scoring points about 7 years in. I think Kelsey was 27 when he first got into the top kind of 10 tight end scoring. A lot of tight ends take years to really get going before they kick in, So yeah, I think this very much could be Kyle Pitts' year. So I like that he's got Kyle Pitts in there, at the stage that he got him at, in the 6th round, where he's already got 3 great wide receivers and 2 great running backs. So yeah, I'm in on Fraser.
Sorry, Doug, we're both going for Fraser. So next up, we'll go to the Queen Hill. So, Daniels could be Kyle Pitts here. Granted, he did look massively better last year. Especially with OrkneyBowl scoring
that is a fair point.
Derek.
That is a fair point. I have to say, it is a fair point that, this is going to be the year. But I didn't say that about Pitts last year. I couldn't have been more out on Pitts last year. But I liked what he did. He impressed me a little bit in the sense, especially at the back end of the year, in the sense of how he went about, and he got himself back in it, and he started doing quite well. So as much as I was out on him last year, I think this might be a year that is certainly a make or break year for him. If he doesn't do it this year, then I would be exceedingly worried that he's not going to do it at all, you know?
Yeah. But then he did, his stats were helped a bit with that 50-point game that he scored for his, what was it, 54 points he scored in one game or something?
It did, absolutely, it did. But I mean, that's who's to say he can't have those games again? You know, it's that's the kind of position that it is as well, isn't it? You get in the end zone a couple of times and all of a sudden you're scoring 50, 60 points because of the way the scoring goes. But you know what jumps out at me here when we opened up, and this is the first one that really has jumped out at me. Look at what Wheelbarrow's done there from round 4 down to round 8. 9, running back, wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver. That's going about it a different way, isn't it? Having 5 in a row like that. A shame it's really like all of it. It's a shame Tyson's in there, you know, and Pierce. So that hurts him, and maybe the reason why I won't pick him here. But because Tyson and Pierce are both hurt, and I've just not
Dobbins will get
coming out of it. Yeah, I don't overly hate that. You know, you take a couple of running backs, you get your tight end, and then you batter in receivers just right through the middle rounds. And at the end of the day, I'm struggling the middle rounds, Johnny. I really am. I just don't know who to take. See, from about round 5 to about round 9 or 10, I just don't know who to take there. And there's so many options, but there's also so many that I just do not like at all. So battering in the wide receivers through there, I don't hate that. I think that might work out very well in his favour. You know, you get your running backs in, as I say, get a tight end in, and then you batter through your wide receivers. But Pearson and Tyson in the same team is a big worry, you know, and especially with Dobbins there as well. Who again, Dobbins I think will be great for the first 5-6 weeks of the year, but inevitably he's going to get hurt because he always does.
Yeah.
And then and then where are you going? But he'll be the Broncos' number 1, I believe. They're certainly the number 1 runner. Until he gets hurt. I just don't see him not getting hurt is the problem there. There's not a whole lot of love kicking around for, excusing the pun, there's not a lot of love kicking about for Jordan Love this year, is there? I mean, I've seen drafts where he's going undrafted. It's like he's got plenty enough targets. He's shown that he can throw the ball about a bit. You know, I'm surprised. I'm very surprised that he is going as late as he is, I have to say.
Because he went after Kyler Murray.
There's that many good calls. Look at Patty Mahomes in the 13th round. Crazy, eh? Who would have thought 2 years ago? You wouldn't have thought a year ago you would be getting Patty Mahomes in the 13th round, you know? So I think he's a great pickup this year. They're coming back with a point to prove. They were an absolute dynasty. They were a dynasty. They won, 3 out of 6? They were in 5 Super Bowls out of 6 or something.
Yeah, something like that, 4, 8, 6.
So,
yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, so I'm sorry,
this is the league we've got one of our watch which is on, remember. We've got Joe in this league from the 12th spot.
So we do, this is showing. Oh, yes, so it is. Right, let's see what he's done. Lamb and Jefferson, I literally done that this morning. I done that in a draft today. I done that exact pick. Lamb and Jefferson. Love it, Joe. Love it.
Was
Can't remember what league it was in now, but I 100% was on might have been. No, I was earlier than hit him hard. What's the I definitely done Lamb and Jefferson. Definitely done that exact same.
The peasant pork one, was it?
Might have been. That sounds more likely because I was last there as well.
Yes. Not because you won, because it was random.
Yeah, there you go. CD and Justin Jefferson. There you go. Just to prove it. CD, Justin Jefferson. 112.
I like
2-1. Yep. Love that, Joe. Love that. I was really liking Ian's last week when we looked at this, and then I got to a stage of it, and I thought, "Oh God, what have you done, pal? You've absolutely destroyed this."
That was a bit dodgy. That Jerry Jeudy.
What was it?
Diggs, obviously, he's at Washington now. Was it when he picked up Diggs in the 12th?
Yeah, Diggs at Washington
before he had a team.
Nah, I don't even think it was that. Run me up a bit further. What did you do that didn't lie?
Well, probably picking Adam.
Yeah, I'm not even sure.
I do like Ian's team. But I quite like Joe's team as well.
I love the Bowers Warren combination. I think that can be a proper winner, Bowers and Warren. It really could.
As well. Naylor's not too bad.
I'm just looking down what Joe's done here, given the fact that he's watching us. I'm looking for the hole. I'm looking for the hole that I can poke fun at him, and I'm not seeing it. I'm really not.
Yeah.
Maybe Hallett running back, but you're taking him at 19-12, the last pick of the 19th round. So it's a proper throwaway one, in it, and it's a let's hope Derrick Henry gets injured pick.
That could happen.
But yeah, I really quite like what Joe's done from there. Etienne, Tootin, Warren, Jones, and Spears at running back. I mean, it's not terrible by any manner of means. Where do you sit, mate? Etienne this year, it's sorry, Achan. We have to call him Achan now, isn't it? It's Travis Achan the third.
Yeah.
So where do you sit with Travis Achan the third?
Achan Jr.
It's the same as Devon.
Jr. Yeah.
Is it Achan Jr., is it? Yes.
Is it Achan Jr.? I know, Sean, a couple of messages.
Yeah, Achan Jr. has. But I very much, I think he's going to do really well in New Orleans. I think
do I. Like, I know you've got Kamara, so but come on, Kamara's like.
Kamara seems to be gone for me. It's happened. Yeah,
he's to get more touches than bloody Kamara.
I don't see Kamara getting all that many touches either. I've got to say, I don't see him going big on him, but we'll see what happens. But I really like Etienne this year. It's just, again, it seems to be that I just don't get that. I seem to like kind of where he's going. I seem to like other players more. And I see, very often I'm going running back. And if I'm going running back, Etienne isn't one of them. He's not going in the first two rounds. And if I went running back, then I've got to start going wide receivers in the third, fourth, where he's going. I think this is why I'm missing him. But I might regret not having him anywhere because I do think that he's on for it. I think the New Orleans Saints in general are on for a good year. I think Tyler Shaw is going to be a really good quarterback. I really do. I think that he will make. I think they'll turn it round this year. I fancy them to win the division. I really do. I think Tampa downhill at rate of knots. Carolina aren't quite there yet. So yeah, I see New Orleans and Atlanta could be anything really, but. Yeah, I agree, Joe. I see him hit the ground running as well. I really do. And as I say, Tootin, I spoke about Tootin. Yeah,
we'll look forward to seeing it in a couple of
Listen, it's not that I'm not a fan of Kamara. I was a huge Kamara fan. I've got him in our Dynasty 19 that's very, very running back heavy. You got a point per carry and all that jazz. It's I've had him there for years and years and years and years. Done me very, very proud. I'm a Kamara fan. Just think he's done. I think he's done. I really do. I think even he thinks he's done. But yeah. But yeah, I like what Joe done there. What else we got? I do like what Ian's done. I'm sure I found something last week that I didn't like. But outside of Herbert and Nix and who you playing and why have you got them both, I'm not sure I poke a hole in that much.
To be honest, as much as I like Joe's,
only three defenders. Ian's done really well.
My favourite team is Ian's, and I might not let myself see this one because you'll never let me forget that I picked this team. I just like the Brown, Bowers and Warren, Williams, Montgomery start. It's just a good start there, and obviously Adams.
Batch taking Garrett at 8:06 was that roughly when he got traded, and it was a snap. It was a snap judgment. I mean, not only should you not be taking a defender in the 8th round, I mean, Garrett's not even going to be a top 10 scorer this year, I wouldn't think. So it might be because he'll have really big weeks. This is the thing about these big players, your Garrett's, your Mikas, your, the big defenders, they have huge games, but they have games where they're constantly getting doubled. But what they do, their presence opens it up for the rest, So they're brilliant for the team, but they're not good for fantasy scoring, and they have too many games where they do nothing. And it's not that they're doing nothing, it's that they're getting double teamed and opening it up for their teammates to get in there and get the sacks and get the tackles and stuff,
I do wonder, though, because it is Arthur, they maybe picked Garrett before he got traded. being a Browns fan?
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember when he was traded now. I think he was traded before we even started
that would have
drafting.
been Judkins, Fannin and Garrett. It's typical three.
Oh, of course, yeah, he's the Browns. It's Arthur in it. It's big Brownsy. But yeah, I'm ruling that one out right off. And there's Kamara down the bottom. So yeah, I'm ruling that one out because it's got Kamara. You hearing that, Derek?
Well, that's Arthur. So yeah. Well, make sure Arthur watches this one.
I'm saying to Derek, you hearing that? I'm ruling it out because it's got Kamara in it, Derek.
It may have been, but I
thought it was before as well. I'm pretty sure it was way before as well. So I do think he's taken him fully, knowing that he was in LA. But yeah, I mean, listen, each to their own. It's that, and sometimes you go with one and then you start a run of them, So I mean, look at it. He picked up Garrett, and then Jay Bones right after. I thought, oh shit, people are going for defenders. Oh, I better get mine. And then he's went and grabbed one. And then they've started running out, and then in the 8th, the 7th, the 9th, they've started going properly. And yeah, the quicker you go on one, the quicker the rest will. It's crazy in that sense. 8 Monday, I get wrecked for picking up Will Anderson, but I get why. I got absolutely destroyed by our Mr. Baxter for picking up Will Anderson in this league. And he was right.
Derek, to be fair, he was right. June the 1st.
June 1st. Yeah, so it was way before we started.
Well, I did try and tell you that.
I like Will taking those five receivers in a row. I just wish it wasn't Tyson and Pearsall. I really do. So that kind of rules that one out for me. But listen, I like what Football Fartface has done as well.
Yes, I do like that one.
Gibson, Barkley followed up. But you've got Bucky in there, but 4 really good receivers there, isn't there? And Thomas. I think Thomas is going to bounce back this year. I really do. I think he's, and I do like the. It's proper boomer bust going Lawrence and Thomas. That's stacking them as like you're either going to do really, really well or really, really badly. And because of that, I have to rule that one out. I can't pick that one as my favourite just because it's so boomer bust. And look how long the game is quite nice. Now, I like that. Yeah, Taylor, Collins, Rice Hall, great start. Love May this year, even though see, do you know what the thing is? See about May? They've got such a harder schedule. Yes, they do have a harder schedule, but that's a good thing because it means that they're going to have to air it out probably more often because they're going to be in tighter games than the easy ass schedule that they had last year. I like it for fantasy when they've got a hard schedule because it means that they're going to have to go for it the whole game and not second half doing nothing because you're 20 up. So so I like May this year. I really do like May this year. I like Moorish, I like Pats. Don't like taking defender 8-9 so much, but I do like the 2 defenders that have been taken, I have to say. Dowdle, great. Gainwell, great picks for backups. Wonderful. I like Andrews, I've already said it. Yeah, there we go. Whack me down a little bit just to see how he finished it and he didn't cock it up with about 6 defenders or something, because I can see 3 already. 4. Going to run me up and let me see how many backs. There's 2. I think there's only 4 backs.
Yeah, 4 backs.
4 backs, 4 defenders.
And technically 2 of them are backups.
I'm still going to take that one. Why not? I'll take gaming teacher this year. I really like how it started. I like the starting lineup. I love the starting lineup. And I do think there are other options down there in Dowdle and Gainwell and Andrews and Shakir who can all play flex easily enough.
Well, so yeah, like
I'll throw my hat into the ring.
And I'll go for the Preston Mooney Tunes. We'll go for Ian. Closely followed by Joe. I think Joe's got a good chance as well.
Well, I really like Joe's team as well for the back end there as well, for picking in 12th as well. I really like Joe's team, but I'll stick with my gaming teacher.
So we'll head on to Division 4. This is a lot of new teams. So we've got the Mulhead Division. So I think so basically, what would you call? They wouldn't call them experts, but the ones that have been here for a few years. They've got Joe, Groovy, Gary, and Raiders Butts are the 4 teams that are not new teams. Obviously, Gary's unfortunately known for the first team in the year 1 it went 0 and 10, but then did finally win a game. But he did well. The second year just missed out on getting promoted, but last year wasn't as great. But so where do you want to start on this one then?
Well, I mean, let's start with Gary. The CMC pick at number 2, that's different. That's out there. It's not the norm. You know, the norm is Bejan and Gibbs. And if it's not going to be Bejan and Gibbs, then it's going to be you might want Chase, you might want Puka. Now, CMC absolutely deserves to be up there 120%, and I don't hate that pick at all. If CMC stays fit, he's going to be brilliant. And I have to say, that is not the usual, that's not a usual start for Gary when it looks really good through 5 rounds. You know what I mean? That's not usually Gary. But then he blows it by picking up Hutchinson and round 6. But yeah, I really like the start there. Obviously I'm not in Jackson, but it doesn't mean I can't appreciate the reason why people are picking him, and he has a double MVP, so why wouldn't you? The same Love, I'm not that big on Love being picked this early. I think it's kind of you look at Gente last year as the benchmark for that, and yes, people say that Love's going to be better than Gente, and he might very well be, but Gente basically had a backfield to himself. Love does not have a backfield to himself, and he won't have all season long.
So how usually the biggest scorers are usually linebackers in the OrkneyBowl. So Gary has drafted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defensive linemen and a DB.
Yeah,
well, I think he was an auto pick for quite a this, but he was at the Grand Prix. So he did
love it. I love his first 5 rounds. I love his first 5 rounds. I think that first 5 rounds is really good. I love Bird. I think Burden's a very good. I think he's going to do very, very well. Don't get me wrong. I struggle with where he's going just because there's so many mouths to feed. And I would rather, me personally, I would rather roll the dice on Rome being what kind of everyone thought he was much later on, a couple of rounds later, than Burden where he's going. So, but I do really like Burden, and I think Waddle's going to have a fantastic season in Denver. I really do. I think that's. He's a big pickup, but then it all goes Petey Tongue from there. There's absolutely no way in this world or the next I would draft Burden and a Doomsday, because you're just asking to start the wrong one. Or if you start them both, you're relying on kind of for 2/3 of your wide receiver set, you're relying on the one offense. So that just doesn't appeal to me at all. So yeah, Gary's falls off the cliff a little bit after round 5, unfortunately. And Joe from round 1, yeah, I mean, it's the obvious, it's Bejan or Jameer. What's your 101 pick this year? Is it Bejan or is it Jameer?
Jameer. Well, I picked a lot of Bejan because I want Jameer to do well because he's my keeper in the home league.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm very much on. I'm really on the fence on it. To be honest with you, I'd rather have 102 so the decision's made for me. But at the end of the day, it's you're nitpicking it at that stage. They're both absolute superstars. So yeah, Bejan could pick up, and as long as if Jacobs doesn't get suspended, he's just going to be an absolute machine again this year, as he always has. As he always has been for us. He's got to stay fit as well, obviously, but then that goes for everyone. I like what Joe's done. I don't hate taking Allen in the 3rd round. I hate taking any other quarterback early. I don't know why. Penfold's a Bengal, isn't it?
Bengals fan.
I get it. Chase Burrow, the stack, scale of shout, everyone. Absolutely. I just don't think you need to take Burrow in the 2nd round. I think you've got Burrow in the 4th or 5th round. And that's my problem with that. You went way too early on it, and that at the cost of a Jeremiah Love, a Josh Jacobs, a Pickens, an AJ Brown, who all seem to be going there. I like the Nabers pick up, as we've discussed before. Judkins and Scatterby, I've no issue with as my 2 running backs. The big worry is having both of them, that they're both in their sophomore year, and we know how much a sophomore year kick for running backs can. A sophomore kind of back up a little bit, they kind of stall a little bit in their sophomore year. So, yeah, that would worry me slightly, but I do like both running backs very, very well. And then we're into the tight ends and then the wide receivers. Yeah, I just think he's went way too early. Penfolds went way too early on Burrow, and it's filtered through the team. I like what Joe's done. Joe Hodgson. That's a decent start. That's a good start, especially from.
I quite like the 12 pick.
Yeah, Herbert and Mahomes puts me right off.
But we're starting off with Brown, Hampton, Flowers, Higgins, Conkey, McLaurin.
Do you know what I'm very, very interested to see how they go? Very interested to see how they go. Raiders butts. Not got a wide receiver until the 8th round. I have been sorely tempted to do this so often. And I just, at the end of the day, I panic and I don't do it. But I love that plan. Just fill up your running backs, get them in, because running backs get hurt more. There are less running backs. There are less running backs playing. There are less running backs who will be fantasy relevant. Therefore, I love picking up the 2 tight ends in this league, McBride and Warren, and I love going the 4 running backs there. Not sure I love Hubbard being one of them, but I love the tactic. And then Stafford, well, that's way too early for Stafford. But if you change that name to Daniels, change it to Hutz, change it to Stark, change it to Caleb.
Prescott.
Sorry, Hutz and Daniels have went before it, right? So change that to Lawrence, change it to Caleb, change it to Dart, change it to Prescott, change it to Purdy, change it to Mayfield. And it's still too early. But but you know, and I like that. I want to see how this tactic works out and leaving the running backs to later. He's got very unfortunate that Pierce is one of them, I have to say. But I like that. And do you know what? I'm going to pump for, even though I really like Ryan Griffin's next to him as well, I'm going to pump for Raider butts. I think that tactic's going to work.
I think torn between Ryan Griffiths. The looking at it is good, but obviously I'm not sure how much I trust.
I'm only looking at start as well. I really do. Run me down to the bottom of these two, will you? Just to see that, make sure no one totally cocked it in the back half.
No, really, it's just mainly defenders in the backup quarterback.
Got the wide receivers. He's actually only got the 4 running backs in the end.
Yeah.
Still don't hate it. I'm still taking it. Just I think I want to see how the tactic works out of loading up your receivers at the back half, because I think it might work.
Who am I going to go for? I'll go for Ryan just to see how he gets on with the Willis and Young combination of quarterbacks. But I like JSN. Genty will be okay.
Yeah,
Brown, Smith, Tootin, Watson, Washington. Obviously, Tyson's injured, but he'll come back.
Yeah, I love the start.
Strange is a good target. I do like. I'll go for
Ryan. I don't
Ryan
dislike any of that stuff. I love
close second.
I love Gainwell this year, and I love Johnny Brooks this year.
PC, the Reddit Ramones at the pick 12, and Adam at the pick 11 are pretty good when you've got Lamb, Bowers, Loveland. It's the running backs you've got. You've got
Henderson, I like that
as well. And Price.
Love that start
Jones,
as well.
And Kamara and Pacheco. So, well, you've got Price will probably be the starter to start, but Henderson's not a starter. Jones might be the starter.
And listen, even Charbonnet comes back. If Price is going great guns, then Charbonnet is not going to get nothing. He's going to come in, he's going to get, but Price won't just disappear when Charbonnet comes back, you know. So
if he does well, he'll still be there.
But the opportunity, it's opportunity for Price. He has a massive opportunity. Can he take it?
Yeah. So I've gone for Ryan. You've gone for Raiders. So we'll go on to the West Conference now. Derek, are you still here?
Let's spin through these. It's 9 o'clock now. Come on.
I know you've been ratting on a bit. Oh, there we go. I think
you've
still
been
here, so
on too much again, haven't we? Right. Here's our Derek. Let's see what he's done. Let's see what he's done. Right. Barkley. Barkley in the first round. That's out there. I think that's the first time I've seen Barkley in the first round. And it's not, Barkley was the number 1 running back 2 years ago. There's nothing to say that he can't be this year.
But no offence. I'd rather think Barkley over Genty.
Not that early. Not that early.
Genty the first round either.
No, neither would I. But I think Jenny's going to have a great year as well. I think Jenny will have a much better year this year. And he was running back, 12 or 13 last year, so he was thereabouts. The problem with Jenny last year wasn't what he'd done on the field and wasn't the points that he scored. It was where he was being drafted. He just wasn't a good draft pick. But it's not to say that he didn't have a good fantasy season. He just didn't live up to where he was getting drafted. But yeah, I like taking Jefferson at 2-1. I just, if Kyler Murray's going to bounce back, that's going to be the main recipient. So it's well worth the go. Kyron, again, Fannon's off early too, is it not? Fannon before Warren. Fannon before Kraft.
Eric,
why do you like
Fannon over Warren?
Do me a favour, flick to the next one quickly, will you? And just show me where Dak Prescott get picked up.
Where? In this one?
Any of the next 3-4 leagues. Just the next division. The next division. Right, where's Prescott?
The 9th round in the second division.
There he is at 9th. Right, go to the next one. Prescott.
7.
709. Prescott.
6. Jesus.
612.
A lot of quarterbacks early in that
right,
one. In the Champions League, he was picked up in... did I pick him up? No, we picked him up in the 14th. But
no,
the Champions League only a 10 league league though. So.
That's where Dak Prescott should be going. Anyway, that's so yes, 7th round. It's not the earliest for sure. So I will refrain from giving you dog's abuse for it, Terry. But I do think that's rather early for and again, I think he's going to have a great year. I think he is going to have a great year. Really, he'll be a high point scorer, especially if Lamb and Pickens stay fit. And but yeah, I just think that's way too early for him. I really do. I think he could have waited a round or two to get him. But I'm just poking holes now, to be honest with you. I don't hate what he's done. I need to see what running backs he's got down the bottom though, because Barkley, Williams, and Algier. Nah, there it is. There it is. You're out. He's got 3 running backs basically, and one of them's a backup to the 3rd pick of this year's draft. So yeah. That's where Derek. That's where you lose me, I'm afraid, Derek. I like your wide receiver room, but your running back room scares the crap out of me.
It's a good start.
So yeah, I'm moving on from that. And going. St. Brown, and Rice. It's a great. I love that start.
I know, I like
that. But can you get the running backs to back it up? Mason, Dowdle, Monongai, Irfan, and Williams. That isn't terrible, actually. Jackson, Dartmouth, Kyler Murray. I mean, if I'm picking up Kyler Murray, it's not my main QB. It's a what if. And I love the Pat Bryant pickup. Did you hear what Peyton said about him when he was interviewed? And they said, "How are you going to keep Pat Bryant off the field with all those receivers that you've got?" And he looked at him and said, "I'm not. Pat Bryant's going to play football this year." So.
He did quite well at the end of last year. So
in fact, yeah, I'm Gatch all the way here. Gatch all the way.
I was going to do Gatch.
I like what Everett's done there too, but he loses mate Godwin. He loses mate Godwin and Samuel and Hubbard. Those three picks, boom, boom, boom. I'm just not a fan of at all. And then Hawkinson, couldn't be more out in Hawkinson, as you know. So, yeah, that's where Everett loses maybe those 3, Godwin, Hubbard and Samuel, boom, boom, boom.
I quite like Drees starting, then he goes and picks 2 with defenders in 6 and 7.
2 defenders too early, and Pierce there. Yeah, line through it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think I'm going for Gatch as well. Well, what about Aaron? Aaron's here, 109.
Oh, so he is. Sorry, Aaron. Sorry, pal. You usually watch to see what I say about you as well, don't you?
You forgot about your own boy as well. That's shocking.
Yeah, he went too early in defenders for me, and going with Cooper that early is a wee bit premature, to say the least. Outside of that, though, I don't think he's done badly at all. I think he's drafted quite well. This Connor in the last, I guess he can get traded as well. But yeah, I don't hate what Aaron's done at all. I think he'll be thereabouts again. It's a tough league though, it's Division 1, it's a tough league. He's not that experienced in the game. He's not that experienced in American football at all. He just loves the drafting, loves the fantasy. So, but yeah, I like what he's done, but I'm sticking with Gatch. I'm afraid that just looks too strong for me when I look at it. The thing is, I'm looking at everyone else, and I'm poking a wee hole here and a hole there, and I look at that one, and I'm finding it hard to poke the hole.
And Gatch obviously he had a down year last year, but stayed in the division. So, but the year before he had a good year. So hopefully he bounces back and helps us get the prediction right. But we'll see.
Sorry, Derek, but there's just too many holes there to poke in it for me to pick. I really wanted to take that. I really wanted to take the old boys team. I so did, but I just couldn't. Draft better next year, Derek. And I'll maybe pick it up.
So we've got the Maze How this year. This is your dream draft. Remember, you got McBride followed by Bowers by Jack, then Williams, and then Hall.
Yeah,
I'm
not even looking at the teams. I'm taking Jack. I don't care what anyone else has done. I'm taking Jack.
That's actually pretty good. He's only went for Stafford in the 14th. He's got 2 defenders, which you'll love. He's got the 2 Davis running backs, Marks. Yeah, I do like Jack, but we can't just dismiss everybody else.
Looking down, I'm looking. I've dismissed everyone else just because I love that tactic and I want to see how it works out. That is going to be my pick. I'm not even looking at the rest of his team. That is what I want.
Well,
I see he's got Pierce there. But yeah. I'm looking down Porks. Usually I'm laughing quite hard at Porks as well, but I don't think he's done it all that badly here again. You know, Gadsden's obviously.
No, he's done well. He's not picked a defender till the 17th round.
When he took Gadsden was supposed to be, the man, and it was so. Yeah, I get why he's taking Gadsden there, but it does worry me now after what's happened in pre-season so far. So
yeah, I like his first
Samson could be a cheeky wee sleeper in there as well, especially if Jenkins gets hurt, Judkins gets hurt. Sorry, I think Samson could really have a good year too. Vidal not so much, and Johnson I feel like is Walker injury away from being very, very relevant. And let's face it, Walker has been a walking injury up to last year. Can he do it again after the year that he had last year? Can he do it again?
This is the only league, Joe, that's gone 1-2 for the 2 tight ends at the corner. It's
only league that's got
in Craig's dream, but it's never going to happen.
Yeah, I thought I was getting in holiday fund, and I was stupidly said to Graham beforehand, here we go, this is it, Bowers McBride time. So yeah, he was like a-hole and took him instead.
You were never going to get him, Craig, because I would have taken Bowers at the first just so you wouldn't get him. Because I was after Graham.
Well, yeah, there you go. So it's but one day. But yeah, I love that tack. I want to see how it works out, so I'm going there. Our Allen's in here as well, isn't he, Sam Al? So I like what he started as well with the Fannin and Pitts. I think could be a good combination there as well. And Scat and Genty and running back, Amon-Ra, Olave, and then take your pick from. I like his running backs. I mean, as much as I really am a big Travion fan, Travion Henderson, but that doesn't mean that Stevenson can't get nothing. I think Stevenson will be relevant again this year very much. So yeah, I quite. I need to see what other receivers has Allen got down the bottom.
He picked up.
I love the Charbonnet pickup. As you know, I love the Bigsby pickup. I love the Bigsby. I think Bigsby could have a big year this year because I think that they will not. I don't think they'll flog Barkley into the ground. I think that they'll want him for the back end. So especially if they're going well, I think Tank could get more and more touches as the season goes on. But who's Allen got down the bottom at receiver? Let me see.
Wicks.
Nobody but Wicks. So he literally only has 4 receivers. Is that what you're telling me?
5, 6.
5, 6. Oh no, he's got
1,
6.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, but
6
the top 2, and then I'm worried about who's playing week in, week out thereafter. I'm not the biggest Myers fan. I think out of the 3 of them, he's the one that might lose out more than the other 2. If Thomas bounces back, I think Myers is maybe the one that's going to suffer there. So yeah, no, sorry, can't take Allen's not this year. I mean, I'm on Jack anyway, but I can't take Allen this year.
Well, if you're going Jack, I'm going for Daniel. We've got Taylor, Hampton, Rice, Ibuka, Watson, Moore, Kelsey, Pollard, Downs.
Yeah,
likely a Concord.
I'm looking for the first one when I go.
That?
And there it is. The first time I went, there is Brian Robinson. But even at that, Brian Robinson, as you say, the Algier role, it's absolutely going to be his role this year. Whether he can do what Algier done with it or not, we'll find out this year. But yeah, I mean, it's not even and I think out of all the Baltimore receivers, that Lane is the one who's shown the most promise, isn't he? So
Yeah, look good.
yeah, I like that. I like that team as well, Johnny. I think you've picked that one well. I just can't go against my tight end.
Well, no,
See how it plays.
I am really looking forward to seeing how that one goes, to be honest, because I don't think anybody's went tight end in this league to start. I'll have to look back on that one, but yeah.
He certainly,
because
there's no
Joe
any
asked if
other
anybody done it.
Right? They are
their points alone could win you a game.
Quite a few have got Bowers. There's Bowers Loveland out there. There's McBride Loveland. There's Bowers Warren. There's McBride Warren. I don't think we've got any Loveland Warren as well. Oh no, we have got one. But yeah, I think they are the top 4 tight ends by common consensus. I don't think anyone would argue any of the other top tight ends being top 4. I don't think anyone would. I mean, you'd maybe chuck in Kraft if he was fit. You would maybe chuck in Kittle if he was fit. You would maybe chuck in Kelsey if he was 3 years younger. You would maybe chuck in Fannin if he wasn't with the Browns.
But
they're all, but you wouldn't because of those reasons. So I think that is top 4 tight ends. Common consensus, they are the top 4 tight ends. So if you've grabbed 2 of them in this league, you think you're going to go quite well.
I think Jack did. I think this is Jack's 3rd year, and he's won his way up. I think he won Division 4 the first year, and he was pretty close the second year as well.
Yeah, it's boom or bust. It's either going to work great and you're going to win the and you're going to win the league, or you're going to get relegated. It's going to be one of the two.
And his dad's also in this conference, but he started in the first year. I can't remember what division he's in. I'm going to have a look. Is he in the top division? Yeah, his dad's in the top division. Dickinson's Demons. So, remember, was it last year? Jack put in his college thing for people to fill in a questionnaire to see how, about fantasy football. That was him. That was Jack.
Right, nice guy. Got you.
He beat his dad in the final of the OrkneyBowl Dynasty.
Happy days. What? Yep.
Probably not.
Maybe Connor's Connor's very much a stay away from me at the moment. Don't get me wrong. If he moves to someone that needs a running back or needs even cover, I think that turns it round entirely. But as we sit today, and as James Connor's going to be an Arizona Cardinal, then it's a big fat no for me this year.
He's probably about 4th on the list now after Love, Algier, and possibly DeMarco. He's at the Chiefs now, isn't he? There is somebody else.
Benson's there still, and there's that young laddie that came in for a couple. Benson's there, but there's also the other young laddie that came in when they were all injured last year, whose name totally escapes me now. But I even traded for him in our home league last year for his cover. But
he's not doing
yeah, I'm very much no.
He went away to
it was a funky name. He had a funny first name.
Oh yeah. I think he's still there. I think he played a bit in
Bam Knight. Yeah, he's still there. Bam Knight. Yeah. He is still there. So it's who's going to be the pickup there? Who's going to so no, Connor, not for me. Not as an Arizona Cardinal. If he gets a move, then that would change, but not as an Arizona Cardinal.
Definitely. So we'll go on to Marwick Head Division 3. Was there anybody we know in this one? Quite a few. Oh, got Sean Flamboy's on this one.
Flamboy's there at 101.
So the 101, you get reminded if you think to make his pick.
He loses me at Lemon and Gadsden, and I like Lemon. I really do like Lemon. I'm worried about his ouchies. And Gadsden, obviously, I couldn't be more out on now. So that's me ruled Sean out right off the bat.
Is he on the go? Oh, he's got
I like Suarez, Power, going McBride and Fannin.
Yeah. But then the running backs are a bit sparse. You've got Etienne and Warren, Rodriguez and Bigsby. That's his 4th running back.
Sorry, just run me down to the bottom again, Johnny. I'm going ads unless he's made an absolute pig's ear of the bottom half.
Well, he's got Judy.
Judy, not like that at that stage. Edmonds like that. Fryermuth, I'd Trey Harris, I like that. Yep. I've absolutely picked them. Do you know what? Do you know how I'm doing this now? Do you know how I'm doing this? I am going down each team until I get to and then I'm moving on to the next one, and how far down I can get before I go And ads, I don't go until, I don't know, maybe Tyrone Tracy, and even at that, away down there, it's not a bad, it's a bench player. Yeah, one's got a bit injury away from being exceedingly irrelevant. So yeah, ads definitely here for me. I just like, I like none of the first lot overly. I mean, if I really want to try and pick a hole in it, I would say Burden in the fourth when you can get Rome and where did Rome go?
608.
Rome, where are you?
608.
Yeah. So, so he is. So Burden in the fourth, when that's about the only hole I want. I can poke in the first, kind of, and Herbert until Herbert at 707. And I mean, Herbert's a very good quarterback, and I'm not saying don't take him. I just think 707 is very early for him. I would rather have had Dak Prescott. I would rather have Purdy. I would rather have Caleb Williams. I would rather have Jalen Daniels. I would rather have Jackson Dart. I would have all of them. I would maybe even have Trevor Lawrence over him. I think I'd have Patty Mahomes over him as well, to be honest with you. But that's not to say I don't like. I like Herbert, I really do. I just think there's better fantasy scorers kicking around, and he's very they run the ball a lot. They run Harbaugh likes to run the ball a lot. So yeah, Herbert for me and is where it kind of is the first. But even at that, it's not a terrible one. So yeah, I'm definitely on ads here. Let's see what everyone else has done. No quick scan.
I'm really toiling to pick a team I like. This is really bad because I'm not an expert, but I'm finding it hard to.
I mean, Josh Allen in the second round's premature for me. How the heck did Brock Bowers
get to 202? It was like in Brady's Brummies until I realised you picked 3 quarterbacks. What's that? Allen in second.
That auto rules out me picking them. Auto rules out me picking them with 3 quarterbacks. More than 3 defenders.
I know. I almost went for Brady's Brummies. I realised he's got Stafford, Murray, and Stroud.
I don't overly hate the rest. I don't hate the rest. I really don't. I just
like
don't see the one
that
ads is the one that jumps out at me. Boyd is 17. He normally drafts really well. What's he done? I like the running backs in the middle there, apart from Jones. Yeah, it's the Hubbard. I can't get on board with Hubbard this year. I just can't. And I mean, he'll do fine. He'll do absolutely fine, especially if Brooks isn't what people think he is. And let's face it, Brooks could be anything. No one's seen him on an NFL field yet. But
Craig,
the what?
Connor went in 11-11. James Conner
11-11. Oh, jeez, I lose. So he did. Corum went in the 7th round.
This is a crazy draft. This is what I mean,
taking
I would. I'll
Conner,
go for Boyd.
Surely that was a mistake. Surely that was a whoops. I wasn't trying to. I was picking up someone else and I hit the wrong button.
Well, you should have told me we'd done it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'll go for Boyd because I do quite like that one too. I mean, even though he's only got Pitts and Parkinson.
It loses maybe Flowers and Hubbard, one after the other. Again, this is just me and how I am playing the game this year. That doesn't mean to say that they're going to. They're all NFL players. They're all great players. It's just a way for me and my opinion on how I'm playing the game this year. I'm out on Flowers and I'm out on Hubbard. And when you've went Flowers Hubbard one round after the other, I can't then turn around and say, I think that team will win, because I don't, because I don't think Flowers is going to be outstanding. I think there's a lot wide receivers around there who'll score higher, and I really don't like Hubbard there. So yeah, ads for me.
You're going for ads, I'll go for Boyd.
With a hint of lemony fresh, because I really like the start.
So who you going for ads?
Yes, ads for me.
So we're going to the Dwarfie Stane Division 4. So let me see. Yeah, so we've got Liam. He's one of the new boys, as is Woozy Park. Who's the old ones?
Yeah, so there'll be quite a few new boys in here. Well, they're not
Amos
in Division 4. Yes, Michael. How are you drafting? Michael's a Texan. Michael Collins to 10, autograph, on card. 500, it's yours.
You'll have to mention that one in the show when the money draft. You might do it then.
So Lamb, Genty, Jacobs, McMillan, McLaurin, nothing wrong with that. Hurts, Pollard, nothing wrong with that. Too early on the defenders. Terry Cooper's going early.
4 defenders.
Seems to be going quite early about.
So,
I mean, Goddard and Schultz, very much he's got experience in the tight end room, you know, and that's not necessarily a bad thing in the tight end room. It's but yeah, old Woody Marks there. He's a funny one, isn't he? Do you know? I look at Woody Marks and I think, do you know, you were better than this, but I can't help but think back to Damien Pearce in Houston. When I see Woody Marks, I cannot help but think back to Damien Pearce. I was so big on Pearce going into year 2 after his year 1. I was so big on him. I had him in so many teams, and he absolutely flopped and let me down so badly, to the point where he's not even in the game anymore. And I think he's been on every team's bench at some point along the way. But yeah, so that kind of throws me there. I like what you've done at the start, Michael, but yeah, I'm moving on.
Yeah, I was quite looking. I wasn't thinking. I wasn't too bad for Bill Schuler, Brown, Henry, Evans. But then I look at the bottom. He finished with 4 defenders. But he won the Orkney Charity Bowl last year. So, and you got Shaggy.
You know the thing about, at least it finished with 4 defenders. It was the last 4 rounds, you know. So you've thrown all you've not picked one up before the last 4. Then you pick up all 4 last one's defence. I can almost get on board with that. I can see that the train of thought there, where I'm getting them late, so I better make sure I've got options. I don't dislike that train of thought, especially if he was really happy with his running back room and his wide receiver room beforehand.
Well, he should.
In fact, you know what? Yeah, I like that. I'm looking at see where the hole is. I mean, I much prefer Waddle to Sutton this year, I have to say, but at the same time, Waddle's going a lot earlier than Sutton, and I don't hate Sutton in that spot. Well, smoking that. McCaffrey's went late here, 107 for CMC. That's what's that?
I think he went 108 somewhere.
He must have had a semi when he logged on and seen he was getting CMC at 107. I know I would.
Well, he's
and
got
then
McCaffrey,
to follow up with
Smith, McConkey, Egbuka, Washington, Lawrence,
that's like
Coram. Oh yeah, that's my favourite team.
Yeah, I don't hate that at all. And
I'm
then
go for
3 defenders
Daniel
finished
Jones.
last 3.
One of the new boys. He got picking up Egbuka and picking up Pitts, and for 2
yeah, I don't
Harvey,
hate that
I'm
at all.
happy with that. Woozy Park, that's
Nabers, right?
Woozy Park, that's
I like that.
Who?
Oh, Woozy Park, yeah, he's in our one more league. Which is a funky league because Pork won it last year. Pork won a league last year that I was in.
Oh dear.
Nearly fell off my chair.
You won the peasant. You won the. Did he not win the Peasant Port redraft league? You'll know it this year because we made it.
I don't know. I didn't pay much attention to that when I was out of it. Yeah, he loses me. He loses me with Prescott being that early. He loses me with Swift, and he loses me with Chubbers.
We mentioned that one last week.
That's what I'm saying, Joe. That's what I'm saying, Joe. I mean, 3 quarterbacks in the first 6. I mean, you literally got 1 running back and you're picking 3 quarterbacks. It's like you still need a start running back, but you'll have not 1 but 2 players who can never come off your bench. And you know, I mean, at the end of the day, he's taking May and Caleb away from others, but I don't think that's going to make any difference. And it'd be interesting to see if he gets any trades out of them. But I will be very, very surprised if a quarterback is not just a chuck away in a trade. If indeed a quarterback appears in a trade, it will be a proper throwaway piece added just to get it over the line. But yeah, I'm going DTJ here. I really like what he's done there.
So we're both going for DJ. Cool.
Are
and
you
then
going
on
there
to
too?
the Champions League. Yeah, but I said it first. So I'm taking the credit for that one.
Right,
This one was the Champions League. So this was the 8 league. What?
You need to tap me out and inform me as to what exactly I'm looking at here.
This is the Champions League. So this is 8 division winners last year and the Rousey Cup winner and the runner-up of the Skara Brae Champions for the Skara Brae Trophy. Next year there'll be more because there'll be 9 winners plus the cup, so there'll be 12 teams next year. This was just a 10-team one. Obviously, you've got Mike who won the big thing, then you've got Graham who won his. Then so that's the way it goes. Arthur won his division.
Same scoring.
Luke won. Same scoring. It's just 10 teams instead of 12.
And all that jazz.
It's exactly the same.
I like what.
Yeah, here we go. Duke's got McBride and Loveland in this one.
Yeah, I like what I was just about to say. I like what Luke's done there. I like what Luke's done there. And then I like the run of wide receivers. Do you know what?
Yeah, well, I started off with Puka. Then I went Chase Brown, Kenneth Walker, Scatterbo, Buka, Montgomery, Udunze, Henry, Harrison, Higgins, the Conquest, Chardonnay, Kittle, Bo Nix is my only quarterback, Hawkinson, Dell, Zach Bond, Dolchich, Sadiq, and I went for Arville Reese because he played quite well at the weekend. This is my last pick. But obviously,
yeah, I mean, I run out of. I love your start. I'd run out of love for your team when we get to Hunter Henry. Mainly, I mean, I know Hunter Henry's been very good, and he's likely to be very good again this year. But he's very, very, very hit and miss. I mean, he has way too many bad weeks for me, and that's where that kind of loses me there. I don't hate. I'll compo him in on this year. I think you will do. I think you'll do quite well in Washington. I'm very much in on him. Kittle will be great back after the season, but then it's a Hawkinson pickup. You seem big on Hawkinson this year, which is fine and fair enough. I could not be more out on Hawkinson this year. Absolutely could not be more out. So what I'm going to do, given this is year one of the Champions League, and given we have a back-to-back winner, I think it would be rude of me after what I said in the very first, when we started this all those hours ago, it would be rude of me not to take Mike's El Chunko. So, Mike, you've got my backing in the Champions League.
Well, in this one, I am going to pick.
Pick yourself, Johnny. Come on, it's the Champions League.
So I'm going to pick Rob. I quite like Rob's team. The Bowers, Lamb, Henry, Williams. I know you don't have the flowers, but he's got the stack. But yeah, Scott's got 4 quarterbacks.
You're a little hedger. 4 quarterbacks.
I think he auto-picked me. No, he didn't actually pick him.
Champions League.
Because he won the 3rd division or something. I can't remember what division it was. But yeah. So there we go. That's us done.
I like that. I like that. I didn't really. You've said it on numerous occasions, I'm sure, but it's not stuck. It's now stuck that you're running a Champions League thing. I quite like that. I like it. It's the league winners and that. You know, that's an interesting one to follow as well. And it gives you a wee bit more impetus to play for the title at the end of the season when you're already in the playoffs and you've already secured your promotion. But there's 2 of you up there, you know, and you've got it gives you that impetus to play on and play for top spot. So yeah, I like that idea, Johnny. Very good.
Well, I wanted it to be a separate league, so you're not got the same team. You're drafting a separate team, and we started that draft on the 16th of August, we started in the middle of August, and we finished it in like 10 days. So
yeah,
but it's quite handy, especially because Duke was at the end of the draft, so we only had to wait for him. But no, it was good. But yeah, thank you for the couple that did watch us, and they obviously show the t-shirt.
Yes, indeed. It's the season is about to kick off. What, with 4 weeks away now? Is it 4 weeks tomorrow? 3 weeks tomorrow. 3 weeks tomorrow. Yep, 3 weeks tomorrow. We've got,
yeah.
And we start on Wednesday night, not Thursday night, due to Australia. So yeah, it's I'm as I said at the start, I'm very excited. I can't wait for the season to begin, and I'm looking forward to talking you all through your mistakes as the year goes on.
And your own mistakes, obviously.
Yeah, ignore mine, Johnny. Come on now.
Probably were my mistakes. I don't have a good record in yesterday. Last time I was in yesterday, I got relegated. Well, we'll see how we get on this year. And good luck, everybody. And this will probably be live tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow.
We will see you. Certainly, if we don't do one before, we will certainly be back week 1, but I'm sure we'll be online before, having a wee chat about just fancy in general. We can do that and have a wee build-up show. But yes, we will certainly be on week late during the season once more. So I look forward to...
We could do it the Tuesday before the kickoff. If I've not got a live draft, I'm not sure if we do or not. If not, we'll just put the live draft on the show.
The wife's birthday the week before. The wife's birthday is the 2nd of September. And it's a big one this year, so it's a week-long event. So yeah, I'm pretty much...
The Tuesday before is the 8th.
The Tuesday before
we should be well past our birthday.
That's well past, and that's absolutely fair game as the 8th.
Yeah, and I'm off the Wednesday, so I can edit it and get ready for the kickoff for the main event. And that'll be good. But yeah, so hope you enjoyed the show.
I'm off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday that week too, actually.
What's that?
Yeah, appreciate it, Johnny. Well, as I say, thank you very much, and looking forward to the season kicking off. Have a good night, have a good week, everyone, and we shall see you next time.